research study by Amy Hutchison, Beth Beschorner, Denise Schmidt-Crawford, the researchers studied a fourth-grade teacher and her ability to teach print literacy skills while incorporating the use of iPads in her classroom. According to Hutchison et al., there are many advantages of downloadable books. They provide audio support, word-by-word tracking, picture animation, quick definition lookup, easy highlighting, and immediate response recording. In order to achieve successful iPad integration, Mrs. Dill, the teacher in the study, first set learning goals and then selected apps that would assist in meeting those goals in the classroom. The results from the study show that the iPad and technology use was successfully integrated into Mrs. Dill's classroom. The students were more engaged in their learning was enhanced while they learned new technological skills, and they had greater creativity and collaboration among them. The article points out that there are many key points to remember when integrating technology to enhance learning goals. First, learning goals must be determined. Next, the teacher must determine the specific parameters of the learning experience. And lastly, the teacher must select apps that will meet those learning goals. The next article addressing the use of technology in teaching literacy is A Planning Cycle for Integrating Digital Technology into Literacy Instruction. In the article, Amy Hutchison and Lindsay Woodward give teachers step-by-step instructions for integrating technology in the classroom based on the TPACK framework. So what is TPACK? TPACK stands for Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge. It is a theoretical framework that encourages teachers to draw and emphasize connection between content, pedagogy, and technology. Based on the TPACK framework, the authors created a planning cycle for incorporating technology into language arts and literacy instruction. They stress that this is a cycle and each phase impacts the next. First, the teachers must start with an instructional goal. Moving from the goal, they must determine an instructional approach. From there, they must select a tool that will enhance this instructional approach, determine how it will contribute to instruction, identify the constraints of the tool, and then begin to instruct. In the third article, Vocabulary Plus Technology, Thomas DeVere-Woolsey, Linda Smetana, and Dana L. Grisham discuss the importance of teaching vocabulary with technology in the classroom. So what's the big deal? The authors in the article explain that vocabulary learning is and should be a social transaction. We learn words that we need to use. The article explains a study done in Mr. Danish's 5th grade class and Mr. Danish's use of the vocabulary self-collection strategy. The vocabulary self-collection strategy, or VSS for short, is a way for students to learn about words they come across in their academic reading and to help them make connections to better understand the words and their meanings. In Mr. Danish's class, the students collaborated to make an online e-dictionary. First, the students decided on a word from their science text that they found to be important. Next, they went to the computer lab to build an entry for the class e-dictionary. They worked in groups to create entries that included an image to represent the term they chose, a graphic representation using a drawing tool, a written definition of the term, and an audio recording explaining the group's reasons for selecting that particular term. Once all the entries were completed, the teacher compiled them to make a class online e-dictionary. VSS was very successful in Mr. Danish's classroom. The students were very precise in the learning of the words. They collaborated and discussed the words and their meanings. They started to understand the importance of vocabulary, and they made connections so that the word and the definition stayed with the students. So now what? How can we use the information presented in these 3 articles to incorporate technology in order to enhance our literacy instruction in the classroom? First, we need to be familiar with what is available. We need to know what apps are out there and what they can do to enhance our literacy instruction. Next, as the authors pointed out, we need to determine learning goals before deciding what technology is appropriate. And lastly, we need to allow technology to enhance learning, not simply add to learning. In today's world, technology is a major part of a functioning society. As teachers, we are responsible for giving students the skills they need to be successful in the world. In our classroom, we must not only teach literacy, but also technology, so our students are prepared for what is to come.